Welcome back to another week of One Piece Talks. We here with your boy Pierre,
With Suave.
Deanseed.
and this week we're gonna start with
Bum.
Blackbeard. So we have not seen Blackbeard use hockey officially yet.
True.
Now, I was thinking what his potential could be. Like, because he has the dark fruit, I think it's called, it already nullifies devil fruit abilities. So I'm thinking, does he have a need for hockey? Or would he even have hockey? Or what would it look like if he had the hockey?
I think that would be crazy if he did have hockey and like you know how Kaido can like infuse it. Like he could probably infuse the darkness with hockey or something. Like
Yeah.
be pretty dope. But I feel like for his potential, like his awakening, because already he's in darkness. So if his awakening could be something a little bit more stronger than Luffy, to where Luffy could max out another, potential, I feel like he could just make like the whole universe around him just pitch black darkness. Like he could just take all the light away, basically. I feel like he could do some crazy stuff like that. That's a crazy fruit he got. He could just basically
Yeah.
suck everything into the darkness, basically. Like that's kind of scary. And he's a creepy looking guy, so it makes sense on the fruit that they gave him. He's a creep.
So I went back and watched episode, I think it was like 381 on Netflix. They had it. That's Ace's first battle with Blackbeard, and I wrote some things down that was just stood out to me on what Blackbeard was saying. So number one that stood out to me was Blackbeard's eyes. When he was ready to fight Ace, he had the conqueror's eyes that Ace had, the white, on top of the black, on top of the white. Blackbeard had the same eyes. And when I seen that, that told me that man has conquerors. You know what I mean? Like that man. At first I thought he wouldn't have it because he's kind of like runs or is strategic more in the way he does battle. Like I don't see him as a Luffy type to go toe to toe with everybody, because I felt like he kind of avoided Kaido for a while. If you wanted to be the king of the pirates, like you said, you would have went after Kaido. You know what I mean? But you didn't go after Kaido. So anyway, I thought it was interesting that his eyes were like had that. To me, it just showed like that conquerors. The second thing I wrote down is that he didn't back down from Ace. As soon as Ace was ready to fight, he was like, "All right, let's throw hands," and that's something that you need to have conquerors. So that was another little sign for me. The next thing was that he said his devil fruit allows him to absorb anything with his darkness. So any type of other devil fruit is nullified. So any type of the Admiral trying to use him, anybody, as long as he puts his hands on you, is like Pure was saying, you lose your ability. On top of that, he has the ability to push and pull. He has the ability to use gravity as well. So he was able to pull Ace towards him just because Ace ate a devil fruit. And he was able to pull the devil fruit towards him. You know what I mean? The moment he touched Ace, he took away Ace's fire ability. And when he punched him, that was it. So once Ace went flying, Ace was able to use his ability again. But it's the moment he touches you. Now on top of that, he says he has the dark hole. It's able to swallow everything, like you were saying. He used it to cover the sun. These are all things that I view look at symbolizing what could be a potential fight with Luffy. On top of that, Luffy's the sun god. So if you block out the sun, you know what I mean? That's just a little more into like, I don't know, what we could kind of see for Luffy. Because if, like you were saying, he was swallowed up by darkness. I think that's the one thing he could do is suffocate you. And for Luffy, that has to use imagination. It's all about freedom of will. Feeling like you're stuck, you know what I mean, or ice or secluded. That's going to be a problem. He's not going to like that feeling, you know what I mean? So it's going to make him very uncomfortable fighting. Some other things I peeped that he said was that he feels more pain than another person, but in trade-off is that he's able to dish out more powerful blows with his darkness and stuff like that. So if Luffy's able to catch him with the hockey, Blackbeard's going to feel it worse than Kaido did. Like he will feel it double the amount, you know? So that's a nice little interesting tidbit as well. And then some else I had was that he said that his fruit was the ultimate devil fruit. I thought that was a little interesting, and that he's not like Ace's fruit where he can turn to fire and get dodge things. Like he can't dodge, you know what I mean? He can't just turn into darkness. He could just send darkness out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like for a big person, he has something like a convenient lazy fruit because he doesn't
Now,
have
mind
to
you,
do
you talking conveniently lazy
Not,
fruit.
yeah, because really, like you say, he doesn't even have to move. He just
And that's all one
if you
fruit.
think about it. Yeah, but I'm saying like if you think about it, he's real laid back. Like you said, we don't see him do much, and he don't want to do much, But he wants to do the bare minimum, but do the most at the same time if you think about it.
Now we gotta also think he has Whitebeard's fruit as well. So on top of that, you gotta add in Whitebeard's ability of punching, and breaking the space of time around you. You
The
know,
dimension,
that
yes.
that in itself is so. When you talk about, I feel like his potential is about awakening devil fruit. I feel like that's where we're at with Blackbeard. I feel like his hockey is probably going to be kind of on par with Luffy's. I don't know if he's going to be as advanced as Luffy, but he went toe to toe with Shanks. This guy knows what hockey is. Like he took Shanks's eye. Come on, let's be honest. He scarred Shanks. You know what I mean? It's a reason that he was able to get that close to Shanks. You know what I mean? He has to know. He has to know these things. You know what I mean? So I got him knowing hockey. I think now it's about him, especially looking at the newspaper saying Luffy. You know, with this picture on the wanted signs. I definitely think it's going to be time for him to awaken. If not both of those fruits. If not both of those fruits. You know what I mean?
That'd be crazy too, especially at the same time we see
If
like
not both of those fruits.
that'll be something. We see both of his fruits awaken at the same time in the middle of the fight, and like
Because it's
even
just
if
like
he infuses the
darkness.
hockey with it too, that's like what?
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
Nah,
Like it's like how? Like that's not exactly. Now I feel like it's gonna be a hard fight for Luffy,
look,
but I don't know. What if Luffy does get another devil fruit to try to keep up with what he got going on too? We might see his next
you
potential
see,
level up.
I think Luffy's fruit is considered two fruits. Like I
Yeah.
think me and Pure talked about this before when I
Okay.
had sent him a list that was canon by Oda of where he was kind of like talking devil fruits and really organizing things in a nice manner, how we like to read things all organized in the brackets. And I had sent it to Pure because I was like, look, Luffy's fruit comes out in two different categories. It came out, I think, as a paramecia and then an ancient zone.
Yeah.
So you know the rubber aspect, right? Zoom. And then you got the whole sun god shit. So I think
His
those are
gears, his
yeah,
gears are completely different. Those are the Zoan part.
yeah. So that just shows you like those are the two different devil fruits. So I think that's how he played it with Luffy. Like he, you know, that fruit it was two devil fruits.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking about the dark fruit and how he's collecting a bunch of devil fruits right now and like giving it to his squad. I think he might be able to give everybody two devil fruits, or he might just be eating all the devil fruits himself and have more power than we know.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I'm saying too. Or it could be like you said, he wants to probably have like the best crew. So what if, like you said, stealing it, giving it to his crewmates? Maybe not all of them, because you know, like you said before, we need some swimmers.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
down together. We need some people to probably help us
well,
too.
you
You
see,
know,
I
so
think Blackbeard's crew is gonna be all devil fruit users. Like the way he said it, like we're hunting devil fruits. And if you look at it, all of his they're not in one ship. They're all captains of their own ship. So that's why Blackbeard's crew is so nasty because they all are captain. They all have soldiers under them, you know. And when they get their devil fruits, they use it in better ways that the original people were using it. Like look at the Tiger guy. The Tiger guy wasn't beating nobody. You know what I mean? His invisibility wasn't. What all he
yeah,
was doing was sneaking up girls. And
they gave it to the guy from Impound Down. I just seen the video, and I think it did
wasn't it
end up
Burgess? Or am I
with
wrong?
Gecko
Wasn't Burgess that
too.
ate it? Someone
Yeah,
ate
it
that
was
fruit.
yeah, the guy from Impound Down. He was the one of the Marines, and he went kind of crazy, and then they locked him up, and you wasn't supposed to let him loose, and somehow he ended up getting loose with everybody else. Yeah, I think he's like dressing a Marine outfit too, or
Yeah.
something like that. And he ended up stabbing Gecko Moria because he showed him that he had the invisible fruit, letting him know like, yeah, we got your man's, like we took his fruit, like he gone basically. And
And
right there showed him. I think he like stabbed him or something. So I think he is dead.
that's crazy to have like a whole undead army too with that.
And I
That's
guarantee you they'll use it better than Gecko did.
Yeah, he was on some petty shit. Like it's crazy. Everybody with their power, like the further we go into the new world, it's like they really know how to use their power properly.
exactly. Yep. And I think that's what's cool about it too. Like they actually work on their craft. Like
Oh,
Luffy gonna have some good
okay.
matchups. You're gonna see some good matches coming up.
Nah, but it's his right hand that ate that fruit. So it's interesting. His right hand is, you know, he's like you said, is an impel down dude. That dude is strong as shit.
Yeah. So now that they gave him that fruit, it's like, and he's
And then
supposed to be
I
like,
want to know what fruit Burgess is gonna eat. That's what I want to know. Because he wanted to eat the flame fruit, he couldn't. He wanted
you
to
said
eat
who?
Luffy, he couldn't. Burgess, Jesus Burgess.
Oh, yeah. That I thought it was Burger.
No,
Burgess.
Yeah, Burgess.
I was like, who?
Yeah, that was the guy that was snooping around in the Coliseum fight.
mm-hmm. So
Hmm.
I think he's the next one, and I think if Gecko was there, I think he might have eaten Gecko's fruit, but he might have not wanted that one either. Like it's a 50-50
Oh,
grab shit with
shit,
that.
I don't think they got a choice. I think it's more like here's a fruit and eat it.
I think he specifically like picks people. He's like, all right, I want you to get this fruit, or he's like, I want these fruits, but let me know freaking which one you want,
Hmm.
and go get it your damn self.
That's why I thought it would be interesting if Law was the one to run into Blackbeard because it's like Law got an interesting fruit that the world government
Mhm.
funded at a high value. So I don't think like I don't think we're at the point where he where Law dies or Blackbeard murders. I don't think it's that. I just think he might get captured. Like I think Law, Law gonna get caught slipping, like probably like Ace, and they're gonna end up turning his ass into the government because going 1-on-1, like Law crew don't stack up with Blackbeard's crew. So there's
No,
no
I
way
was about to say, Law's the
Blackbeard
only fighter,
and the way Blackbeard
and doctor.
is they jump you. So it's like Law's gonna have to face all of them. You know what I mean? All them people at once. Like that's where I'm like, he's not walking out of that fight. He's not walking away a winner in that fight. You know what I mean? So it'd be cooler if Blackbeard took him and sent his ass back to the Marines, like trying to collect on his bounty. The same shit he did with Ace, where he sent his ass to the Marines and collected his bounty.
that'd be kind of crazy. I don't know.
Set off a whole nother war right there.
Mm,
Because you got to be a doctor to use the fruit. And I don't, no, Blackbeard ain't no doctor. He probably has
yeah,
enough
but he do
crew.
got a doctor on his crew. I mean, he could have gave it
I
to the
believe
doctor on his crew.
he already has a fruit. Got to read into. I think the doctor on his crew. I think he already has a devil fruit. Because some of them Oda had already said which fruit they already ate.
And I don't he give out like viruses or something like that? I think.
Yeah, it's something. It's something like I know we haven't seen it, but it's something like that. Like one. I think the doctor on the crew already has an ability though.
Shit, he give him another one.
Mhm.
So he could survive 2 devil fruits.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too. That's right.
yeah,
They
I'm
kind
just thinking Kuzan on freaking Blackbeard's shit. I'm like, that's a strong
Mm.
mofo.
Kuzan, I think is I was saying this before. I think Kuzan's a spot, and I think Kuzan's there for the sword, or it could be the Revolutionary Army. You pick your poison, but I think he's a spy to watch Blackbeard. What is Blackbeard doing, and then step in when he needs to step in. But I don't think Kuzan's going to be able to take him either. Like I think Kuzan might be get caught slipping as well because with the ice, I mean, all he gotta do is touch you real
I
quick.
don't think I could see him as a spy. That man don't care about. He just be so laid back.
It's
He just
just
be.
the fact that what is his goal in all this? What was your goal in aligning yourself with Blackbeard? For me, is when you look at how Oda writes things, there's always a spy. There's always somebody working for the other. Like look at even Luffy's fight with Kaido, who had the CP0 people watching. What did they do when they were like, "Oh, Luffy might win this"? They jumped in the fight. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They jumped in and made sure Luffy took it out. That was a spy there. You had X Drake. X Drake was working for Sword. You know what I mean? He was also doing recon on Kaido when he was with the Kaido crew, and then when he did the alliance with Kid prior to that. So think about that. He was already still working for Sword during all of this time. That was an undercover. You know what I mean? So when I look at that information, we already had 2 undercovers in the story. I just feel like the next step is to the Blackbeard. The person that would be like undercover would be Kuzan, would be the one gathering intel and giving it back to Sword or giving it back to, like I said, the Revolutionary Army. Even though I think it's more likely Sword that if he is working with somebody, he will be working with the new version of the Navy, trying to get out his first vision that he wanted for the Navy, before he lost to the lava guy.
Yeah.
It was Aokiji, I think.
Hmm.
And there's another spy. I'm just blanking out on it.
That's why I say like you said, there's always a spy, and that's why I keep saying the twist is gonna. I don't know why. I just think it's gonna be Shanks. I feel like he's gonna be the twist
Oh,
of everything.
I'm telling you,
Like
Shanks is gonna die. I'm trying to get you to get prepared for that. Shanks is
I don't
going.
think I don't see him dying. I don't see him dying just yet, and I feel like he's gonna be the twist, man. I don't know what it is,
The
but
twist
it's
is Shanks is going to die before Luffy could give him the hat. That's the twist that you're looking at. You know what I mean?
And I don't even think he wants that hat back at this point. Like that
I
belongs to
don't think he
Luffy.
wants that, man. Listen, when he gave him the hat, he said, "Give it back to me when you're a respectable
Yeah,
pirate." Luffy
he doesn't
going
want
like,
to
"Give
keep
me that
it.
hat."
And they said he's respectable now. He's a great
Yeah,
pirate.
and he didn't want the hat. He didn't go over there like, "All right, Luffy, let me get my hat back." He's still trying to avoid Luffy.
I mean, they're the straw hat pirates for a reason. He can't give up his unless he's gonna get a new one. He's gonna get
That's
Nami to
why,
make him
yeah,
a new
that's
one.
why I think he's gonna die.
Or
Like
Usopp gonna make him a new.
I feel like we need to admit that he's gonna die. It'll be in this story because Luffy can't give up the hat because he's like he just says the Straw Hat Pirates. You know what I mean? What are they gonna go by after that? You know? And I Blackbeard already took his eye. Like I just or scratched him. Like I just see if they
I don't see
that's
him
the best
dying.
way to level up Blackbeard without is him taking down Shanks. You can even show some of that fight, but if he's able to put down Shanks, like you gotta put him on some type of category of like, yo, he's definitely like Luffy's got to be worried about this. You know, all of a sudden it pushes the favor to you're always gonna go Luffy, but if he's able to take down Shanks, you got to push the favor towards Blackbeard. Like, yo, he just took down Shanks. This Shanks ain't no slouch. Oda said when he lost his hand, he still is strong. So he's still as strong if he had both hands. Like, he's not weaker just because he got one hand. So it's like he's not even that even disable him like that. It's not even anything. So that, to me, is like Shanks is on a different scale of power.
That's why I said I don't think. That's why I said I don't see him dying. Like, I don't see nobody killing him. Really, I don't see it.
If anything, Blackbeard would end up killing Shanks because it's going to be the same situation as Ace, except Shanks trying to save Luffy or something because he's Joy Boy.
That would make me
Ah,
upset.
I didn't even think about that. That makes
I hope you don't do that. That's just gonna make me mad. It's like, why would you bring that back? Like,
I just think you should prepare yourself for it because like the more we go, here's the thing: the more we go into the story and we don't see
they
Shanks
already took
and,
Ace. Like,
and
what
Luffy
more does
having
what
this
more
this
can they take? Like,
conversation, the more you should be worried about it ever happening. You know what I mean? Like now,
not
Luffy's a
really,
respectable pirate. What's the holdup? Now you still didn't want to see him. That to me, now you should start throwing your caution flag of like, all right, like
I was
I
thinking about it. Like, he was gonna get sick, like how Roger and Whitebeard did, but they ended up getting
Whitebeard had a
like,
hole in his
killed by
chest
that.
too.
Yeah,
That helped
exactly.
out.
Mhm. That helped out.
Yeah, that helped out and killing him.
Had a cannon.
That man was
Cannon.
like big ass hole. Just
Yeah, big
still
ass
there.
shotgun
You
in his
die
chest.
like that. Like, that's crazy. How can you die with a standing up with a hole in your chest like that?
And it's crazy because he didn't have a scratch on his back, even though they stabbed him and shot him multiple times. So there was no exit wounds from his back.
Yeah, I mean, look
Right.
how big he is. Like nothing penetrated or when the only reason why he really went down was because the Blackbeard pirates joined in. You know what I mean? To get the
And
force.
yeah, and that's why Whitebeard would rock kind of.
Like, and if it wasn't for Akainu's like punching a hole in his chest, he would have probably took the Blackbeard pirates on just by himself. I'm pretty sure he could have like took them down. And some that I love about that arc is when Shanks pulls up and Shanks kind of stops.
Yeah, yeah. That's how you know how powerful Shanks is.
Yeah, that was the moment for me where he was like, "All right, so if anybody want to fight, y'all gonna fight us now." And he's like, "What would you say, Teach?" You know what I mean? And Blackbeard's like, "Oh, ha, ha, ha. All right, guys, let's go." You know what I mean? What happened? What's going on? Come on, guys, get on your ship. You know what I mean? We're not gonna do this now. Like, what happens? All this smoke, you know. But that's why I just think Blackbeard's gonna be the one to put him down. I just feel like that animosity is there between them two characters.
Yeah. Now I can't get Blackbeard's laugh out of my head.
I think it's funny too. Like, everybody has a unique smile, but then he got Blackbeard smile. He got
Oh,
holes.
Blackbeard just
Yeah.
Blackbeard's smile is the Kensington special. I see this shit all the time underneath Frankfurt when they coming up to you, spare change. I be like, Jesus, Blackbeard, you know what I mean? Get some teeth. Missing. He's missing like his gaps is crazy. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Last time we saw Blackbeard though, he was sitting on a throne on his island and he had bitches all around him.
Oh no
Yeah,
no no!
he was
Listen. That's what
chilling.
I'm saying. We're getting to like premiere Blackbeard. Like we're about to get hit. We're gonna get to his peak very soon, and that's why I think like taking down Shanks is probably gonna be him at his peak. You know what I mean? At the highest of the highs, him taking down. Think about it, he didn't take down Kaido, but he could say I took down Shanks. You know what I mean? The same type of recognition and respect they threw on Luffy, they're gonna throw some his way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they
I
could put
think,
useless kid in that spot as a Yonko. You know what I
and
mean?
then if you think about it, like I said, they do show like how you say they might take like a mini break or something at the one, or like what can we expect if they do show what if they do show like Blackbeard and it's like he goes to Cake Island, Whole Cake, Big Mom's not there. Like right now, you think about it, everybody's beat up from Luffy. You know what I'm
And
saying?
then Germa attacking while they were in Wano.
Exactly. So that's kind of really unprotected right now. So he could probably sneak up around there and might try to find another devil food fruit, or maybe just try to take over that little area, conquer it or whatever.
Oh, did you see? You know how the guy, I can't remember his name right now, the mud guy that was
Oh
going.
yeah.
Yeah, remember that he was like, I gotta tell somebody about this.
Yes, check this out. There was a picture of, I think the guy's name, Mr. 6, Mr. 3, one of those numbers, right? So it was like a sketch Oda had did when somebody asked him, like, can you show us some of the other members? And he did a quick little. The dude looks just like that guy. The dude looks just like the
I
dude
think
that
he
could
got,
turn into
yeah,
mud and was like,
that's
oh, I
true.
gotta go tell. He will want to know this news. The dude looks just like him. You know what I mean? Just like a crummier version, right? You know what I mean? Like you could tell, like they got so many similar traits. Where what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say
like,
is that dude might be working for Crocodile, and that Crocodile might have been the one that he's trying to get this intel for. Because Oda had put out a sketch of somebody that works under the Baroque works that we never got to saw before. It was just a sketch of this is what I had in mind, and he looks just like that guy.
that's interesting. He could be working with, like, he's part of the Buggy Alliance thing going on.
And he could be
I
someone
thought he
that's
joined Straw Hat.
I think that was just for that moment because
that
he
was just
wanted
for that
to.
moment.
Yeah,
Uh,
he wants to get
Because
down,
think
get
about it,
out
why
of
would he go to
there.
Straw Hat and be like, yo, I know where the ancient weapons are? Luffy's gonna say, yeah, so do I. You know what I mean? They told me one's in Wano and one's so you know what I mean? Like he's
But
he's
you
working
seen
for somebody.
he already applied them with all, like, I think he had like a whole bunch of meat that he was collecting to get the Luffy and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
he's trying to, like, slither his way into there to see how much information can he get. So that could be the other spy that like you said, is always a spy.
Because I thought at first it was always Blackbeard. I'm like, he's working for Blackbeard. But now when I seen that information, I seen the picture and like the side by side comparison of both of them together. I was like, oh no, like that looks like a younger version of him. So I'm like, I could if he really is this, and he ends up being someone that was in Baroque works. And it would all make sense. Crocodile's been the only one that has an addiction to the ancient weapons. And here you go. He's going to tell you the two locations of two of them.
true.
That's real interesting.
It'll
That's
be
all.
nice to wrap it around back with Crocodile, the guy that introduced us to the ancient weapons. It would be nice to see him see that through.
It is getting crazy.
It's
There's
just
so many different possibilities, but yeah, I definitely forgot that scene where he's just like, yeah, I gotta tell what's his face. He didn't really say who, but
I'm gonna
yeah,
see
that
if I
could
can
be the
get y'all the
start.
picture.
That could be the start of the alliance starting out.
No, you're definitely right. I mean, it just all depends on how he wants to play. Like I said, I mean, he's got enough interesting cards on the table where they're all going in different directions, and we know eventually they're all gonna unite. So that's why I was saying, like, it wouldn't surprise me. You got three ships going off there. One of them is gonna run into Buggy. One of them is gonna run into Blackbeard. You know what I mean? It might even be Shanks instead of Buggy. Like, you know what I mean? It could be either or. I just don't want another kid in Shanks scene. Like I don't need it. I don't want it no more. I don't want him to be handicapped and miss both his arms.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he gotta redeem
I don't want
himself. That's why we gotta see that. He gotta.
Well, the whole time Luffy goes to the island Bart's at with Shanks, and that's where they run into each other.
that. Listen, that could
Mm,
happen too. That could happen too. I just think these Yonkos got to start getting shown in this story. We got to start pushing this agenda.
I think pretty soon that we're gonna get to a point where we'll see quite often.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like another alliance is gonna form. Like I feel like the another alliance between the three Yonkos of Shanks, Buggy, and Luffy are gonna form to try to take down Blackbeard. But I just think like it's gonna be bloodshed. Like I don't think that. I think that one's gonna be a tough one.
For like a real bloody war to the
Yeah, like
death.
I think that's where Buggy's gonna use his conquerors, and you know what I mean, like save the day. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're just staring at me like Buggy. This is his moment to shine. Like,
Mhm.
so,
He's like, Buggy, you go first.
yo, how crazy would it be though if Buggy like is like they're all knocked out and he's like, yo, all along I've been a D, and my bloodline is just as strong as you guys. You know what I mean? I've been
To be
holding
honest,
up.
I wouldn't be surprised. To be honest with you, that all of a
I
sudden that
wouldn't be.
comes out of
I'm
nowhere
just
and that
like, how
really.
crazy would it be if he just pops out like, yo, I got the Willa D too, and my Willa D, I inherited Rogers D. You know what I mean? On top.
Hey, we know it's something okay because he was able to make Ace.
Oh Lord, that was too many D's.
So
I inherited Rogers Willa D. What?
Willa
I
D.
inherited the D.
I inherited the D. I am the D.
Go get your One Piece merch. Y'all know what it is over here. I'm wearing the white Luffy wanted poster Gear 5. He's wearing the black one, Suave, and then D.
The 4 Emperors of the Sea.
Yeah, we're gonna make that shirt available very soon, very soon.
Yeah, that's
Click
like
the link in the bio and you might see it in the shop once you watch this video.
bang bang, buddies.